Good afternoon, everyone. So first, with regard to elections, as you're aware, there is now a president-elect for the 80th session of the UN General Assembly, Her Excellency Ms. Annalena Baerbock. Her acceptance speech is on the UN General Assembly's website. The President of the UN General Assembly for this session, His Excellency Mr. Philemon Yang, in his remarks stated that the challenges of our time are enormous, and her pledge to serve as an honest broker, to listen, to build trust, and to foster dialogue across different divides is precisely what this assembly needs. There were also elections for the 21 vice presidents as well as the officers of the main committees, and the first seat at the General Assembly for the 80th session goes to Niger. With regard to the UN Security Council, the election of the 5 non-permanent members of the Security Council took place earlier. The new members are Bahrain, Colombia, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Latvia, and Liberia. The 5 new members elected this year will take their seats on the 1st of January 2026 and will serve until 31st of December 2027. They replace Algeria, Guyana, the Republic of Korea, Sierra Leone, and Slovenia. The President conveys his congratulations to all those who have been elected. Tomorrow there will be the election of new members of the UN Economic and Social Council. Now to other notes. This afternoon there will be a debate on the protracted conflicts in the Guam area, Georgia, Ukraine, Azerbaijan, and Moldova, and their implications for international peace, security, and development. Informal consultations on the 2025 World Social Summit take place on the 4th and the 5th of June. There were also consultations yesterday. Informal consultations on a high-level meeting on the prevention and control of non-communicable diseases and the promotion of mental health and well-being take place on the 5th of June. And there will be a debate on the implementation of the Declaration of Commitments on HIV/AIDS on the 5th of June as well. Now on to next week. An informal meeting of the plenary to hear a briefing by the Special Envoy of the Secretary General on Myanmar, Ms. Julie Bishop, takes place on the 10th of June. There will also be an informal meeting to hear a briefing by Ms. Carla Quintana, the head of the Independent Institution on Missing Persons in the Syrian Arab Republic on the 12th of June. And then President Yang will hold a high-level debate of the Assembly on a second chance addressing the global prison challenge on 13th June to mark the 10th anniversary of the adoption of the UN Standard Minimum Rules for the treatment of prisoners. In terms of announcements, the President will be traveling to the UN Ocean Conference, which takes place from the 9th to the 13th of June in Nice, France. We will share more details later this week on his engagements there. Now, lastly, as you know, the signing of the UN Charter 80 years ago was a pivotal movement, a bold commitment to dialogue, diplomacy, and cooperation. As we head towards UN Charter Day on the 26th of June, we look forward to sharing a week in history to spotlight transformative action taken by member states. This week, the first UN Environment Conference took place on the 5th to the 16th of June, 1972 in Sweden, following a resolution adopted by member states of the General Assembly in 1969. And this called for a conference on the relationship between environmental, social, and economic issues. This conference was a Stockholm conference called the United Nations Conference on the Human Environment. And following Stockholm, global awareness of environmental issues increased dramatically. And this is it from my side. If there are questions in the room, sure, Desi.
Hi, Sharon. Couple of questions. First, yesterday, the election of the 80th PGA, there's voting process. As I understand, there should be like just clap for consensus and to adopt to elect the new PGA elect. So, who requires this vote?
In terms of a member state can require a vote by secret ballots. And that voting process did take place yesterday, and we did share the voting results
Yes,
with
but
everyone.
Is there anyone who asked for that secret ballot?
I don't have official confirmation. I just know that
The
a vote
who
was
initiated
requested.
this?
That one I would have to follow up on, because I just know a vote was requested.
It's being requested, but you don't
Yes,
know
and
who requested
and
it.
a secret, and the voting process took place, and we had shared the results of the voting process with everyone.
Okay, couple of other questions
Sure.
today. The latest resolution adopted in the GA, World Horse Day. Any response from the PGA about this important World Day?
In terms of the adoption of the resolution, obviously in terms of World Horse Day, he always welcomes these resolutions that, just reflect the consensus of the international community. And we all know the contribution that horses make in terms of environments and activities.
Then during all this consensus, there's one country voted against it, which is USA. What's the response from the PGA about that?
Member states have a right to vote as they wish on any resolution. This, the General Assembly, it's a member state-driven process.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, I do.
Thank you. Spain is circulating a draft resolution regarding the situation in Gaza. Can you tell us when it's expected to come to a vote in the GA?
That one I can, but I can get more information, more details on that for you.
And the second question, would the president of the GA will be meeting with the press before his term is over?
We hope that would happen. I would have, again, to look at his schedule and what is happening in, before the end of his session. I can get back to you on that. So thanks for that question.
Thank you.
Sure. Are there any more questions in the room or online? A great afternoon and great rest of the week.